Morning, Mike.
Morning, Mark. You right, mate?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Good.
We'll get cracking then. It's been a busy week. You've obviously got a busy month or so coming up. How did everyone come through the game the other night? Everyone unscathed? No fresh injuries?
No, nothing. Everybody's training today. Full squad.
And you're friendly with Cardiff the other day as well. Did you get out of that what you wanted for the French players to get minutes?
Yeah, we played 35 minutes. They've done really well for 50 minutes. Changed it around, 0-0, created some chances. Should have gone 1-0 up. And then had a dodgy 10 minutes and lost 3-0. But it was good. Very good.
But to give those guys minutes, how important is that? Because with this run you've got, at some point you're going to need every single member of your squad, aren't you?
Yeah, that was the important thing. It was, that's why we did it. That's why we played the show at the time. Cardiff needed to do the same with a few players, and it was a good workout.
Morecambe on Saturday, the Kevin Ellison derby, as I think it should be officially known now. What are you expecting from them? Has Kev give you the lowdown?
Listen, we know Morecambe. We've obviously done our research and our analysis on them. They're a very good team. Derek has done a good job there. It's going to be a tough game. These are the ones where people try and people get carried away and expect you to have the 3 points. There's no guarantees in this league. They are, on their day, they're a very good team and they've had a very good start as well.
The reason people will expect you to get 3 points is because you've been so fantastic at home this season. You've set your own standards, which you now have to live up to.
Yeah, and listen, and that's the pressures that come with such a good start. That's what the boys, are used to handling there. But it doesn't give them right just to turn up and have 3 points. Morecambe are dangerous, and on their day they'll be a match for anybody.
Why do you think you've been so good at home this season? Normally, if we're in a normal season, we're talking about making your home ground a fortress. The fans would obviously play a part in that. You haven't had any in this year, and yet you've been almost exemplary with just that one draw and 6 wins in the league. What do you put it down to?
But in all honesty, our home form has always been good. It's always been a tough place for opposition to come. Slightly different this season, like you said, with no fans. But, it's still our home comfort, so to speak. And look, the players have been magnificent. They've just raised the bar and got off to a very good start.
You talked in the week again, as you have for a number of weeks, about wanting to be more ruthless. How do you go about improving that? Is that work on the training ground or something else?
Yeah, listen, we've got a mixture of strikers. We've got people, in the middle of their career, at the start of their careers, and coming towards the end of their careers. It's we've got the right blend. We've got to take those chances, and it's not just the strikers. When I say ruthlessness, I don't care who scores. To be honest, I just want people, whoever it is, once they're in the right position, to score. I know that sounds quite simple. It's a lot simpler than reality, because you've got a goalkeeper in front of you, defenders in front of you. You've got to make a snap decision on, where you're going to put the ball or what you're going to try and do. But we should be scoring more, and that's the frustration.
So are you frustrated in a way then that you're not further clear at the top than you currently are?
Yeah. I think we could have had at least four more points. You even look at the Carlisle game, and I was the first to say that we didn't deserve anything out of that game. But at the end, we had a chance to score an equaliser to make it 3-3. Would we have deserved that? Probably not. I'm open and honest with you. But that would have been an extra point, you know, if we took that chance. And look, it's done now. We can't change it. But these are the small margins that I want us to improve on.
It's a good situation to be in, though, Mike. Top of the league, this great home record, and you're still not completely satisfied.
Yeah, but this is the time where, you know, I think you've got to be more demanding, because if you start being or becoming complacent, it can set in quite quickly. And once it sets in, it's a lot harder to turn around than you know, the other way. It's something that I won't let happen. You know, I'll keep them on their toes day in, day out, and I'll keep myself on my toes and my staff on their toes.
Does that come back to that mindset that we were talking about a little earlier on, about the expectations that you've set for yourself, and the fact that you have to try and meet them every game?
Yeah, of course. You know, listen, we're not going to be at our best level, you know, every single game. We know that. It's impossible. You know, even the Liverpool team last season, the Manchester City team, the season before, they had off days. But in those off days, they still managed to find a way where, you know, they got a result that they wanted or they needed. So that's all I'm asking. You know, sometimes we find a different way to get that result, whether it be a loss into a draw or a draw into a win.
Something that will affect all League Two clubs. The Football League and the Premier League agree in that bailout yesterday. So I think the figures are 250,000 at least for every League Two club. That's obviously going to have a direct impact on you here at Newport County. Just wondering what you make of that whole agreement.
Well, first of all, I thought it was, you know, I think it was much needed. I think it's a good gesture from the Premier League. And fair play to, you know, people in the EFL, i.e. Rick Parry, etc., for negotiating and allowing this to happen, or getting it to a point where it could happen. It's, you know, it's needed. We don't want to see any clubs going out of business. I know we're in a better position than a lot, which is again testament to what's been done on the pitch, and also the way the directors have managed the money as well. So it goes hand in hand.
And are you pleased that it's come from within football? We've seen some sports get a handout from the government. This is obviously coming from the Premier League.
Look, without getting into it too much, you know what I mean? It's nice that it's come from the Premier League. You know, it's showing the football family coming together, which I've said in previous interviews months ago. But also as well, I think if the government now are going to stop, and I'm talking about the Welsh government at the moment, if they're going to stop supporters coming in, then they've got to look at, you know, helping the club as well, or the clubs.
Because funny you say that, because I was talking to Neil Harris yesterday, and he was saying that the return of fans, not just the Welsh clubs not having any fans, but some clubs in England having them and others not. He says across the board, it's not fair. Some teams are getting an advantage and other teams are not. Just wondering your thoughts on that.
Look, I want fans back all throughout the country. Obviously, it's got to be safe to do so. We don't want to be risking anybody's health, you know, during that. I'm quite confident that we could follow the COVID procedure or protocols at our stadium, and get the fans in with obviously a reduced rate at the moment. I'm quite comfortable we could do that within the protocol rules. I'm sure Cardiff could do it even better than us, because they've got such a bigger area, and likewise Swansea. But look, it is what it is. They've made the rules for a reason, and only time will tell if they're the right ones, because they seem to change quite a lot. But you know, it's as much as we want fans, it's got to be for the health and safety of supporters and people.
Just to pick up on what you were saying, so if the Welsh government aren't going to let the Welsh clubs have fans in soon. You're saying that they should help you out.
Yeah, listen, I think that if you stop in any business, earn money, then it's got to be what's the word, subsidised. It's, don't get me wrong, there's been bailouts left, right and centre. There's a lot of companies going out of business, and it's tough. Fortunately we're not in that position at the minute, but it's only so long that can go on for. I think it's a well-known fact, nearly 50% of our income is from our crowds.
Good stuff. Thank you, Mike. Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike, obviously, Mark mentioned Kevin Ellison. How pleased are you with what he's brought to on and off the field?
He's been brilliant. He's a breath of fresh air. He's good for the younger boys. He's good for the older boys. He's an amazing example of how to look after yourself during your career and conduct yourself. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it.
Is he almost like an extra coach for you at times? Being able to take people aside, or do you have to hold him back from being a coach for you?
No, listen, he's experienced, and I've got a good dressing room. I've got a very good dressing room. The likes of, Padraig Amond, Mickey Demetriou, Robbie Wilmot has been fantastic in doing that this season as well. And there's, Matty Dolan, those kind of players, they care for the younger ones as well, and they know they're always there to give them advice or to talk to them when needed. So we're fortunate, we've got a really good dressing room, and they all stick together. They're all tight, and that, that's one of the things a lot of people say to me. It looks like you've got such a strong group, and I wouldn't have it any other way, if I'm honest.
You said he joked after his late winner about having more than 6 minutes. Have those pleas got louder to you since in the past couple of days?
I don't care if they have got louder. I'll make a decision what I think is best for the team tomorrow, and if that's Kev starting, then that's Kev starting. If it's Kev in the stand, that's Kev in the stand. If I've got to bring Kev on after 20 minutes, I'll bring him on. Whatever is right for the team, is what we always try and do. We don't always get it right. We know that, but let's be honest. We get the majority of it right at the minute.
He'll be desperate though, won't he, to play against his old. Yeah, all players are against old.
I presume so.
Yeah. Mark also mentioned the Cardiff game. Having Carl Howkins back, how good's that to have a different option, I presume, as a centre?
Well, listen, Kyle's a little bit behind David at the minute in terms of recovery. I thought David was very, very good for his first game back in nearly 4 months. He looked comfortable, he looked strong, he looked fit. And funny enough, is when he went off, we conceded the goals. Okay. So David, he's on the right path. Kyle, he needs to get up to speed a little bit more. But like I said, he's had less training.
Okay. On the highlights, I presume that was all at the end then, wasn't it? At that end,
yeah.
Had David started and come off for Kyle, had he? Or
yeah.
Okay. You said full squad. Is Ryan Taylor getting closer as well, or is he?
Full squad. Ryan's
okay. So is he good to feature if needed, or?
Yeah, I'm starting him up front tomorrow, Chris, with him and Kev. Yeah.
I was just in terms of him being, if he's match fit or whatever, or if he's. I'm
pulling your leg, Chris. Relax. No, Ryan's fit. Whether he's match fit yet is a decision we'll make. But yeah, every single one of the squad, the injured players list we got there is rubbed off, and long may it continue. Touch wood.
Yeah. So those selection headaches we've been going on about all season keep coming then, and welcome.
So, they're the ones I want. Like I said, we want, if we get 90% of it right, then we'll have a good chance.
Brilliant. All good. All right. Cheers, mate. See you tomorrow.
You're on mute. James.
Am I off now? Can you hear me?
Yes, that's sweet.
Happy days. Yeah, just wanted me to talk about keeping the boys on their toes. Just how difficult is it balancing that with the schedule at the moment?
Well, the beauty of it is it's a game every 3 days now. So as much as they might be frustrated if they're not involved in one, they could be, quite easily involved in the next one. It's a very, very busy schedule, and they've, the boys who are not involved, they've got to keep working hard, get their head down, and be ready when called upon.
But you mentioned the dressing room. It sounds like they're driving the standards from within anyway. Is that fair?
Yeah, to be fair, they always have. Probably lost a couple of characters last season, and we probably had to monitor it a little bit more than usual. But in the 4 years I've been there, 3 out of the 4, it's been very good.
Top man, perfect.
Cheers. Thanks all.
Nice one. Cheers.
Thanks, Mike. All the best.
Cheers. Do you want to play it?